Yo, Flurves, how are you all doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming. It's always great to have you guys in. Yeah, it's good to have you guys here. Thank you for coming. At least tonight can be longer than just an hour. I was so bummed because literally just after we ended the stream, because of the debate, got the email. No, debate's off.
Typical. Yeah, you wanted to come straight back in, but I think we've said persuaded just to sit and talk.
Yeah, we just sat and talked. It was actually a nice conversation, so
yeah,
it was awesome. But we got Just Bill in and PJ Cruikshank in Ellemnet. So you guys doing well?
Yeah, good. Same as normal. F's still flat and Jesus still loves us. Well, hey.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. As well, yeah.
Goeie Papasdag, allemaal.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's go say hi to everybody in chat quickly. It's good to see you, PJ Cruikshank, Groovy. Who else did I see? Nathan Wright, thank you for coming. Titan Long, hello. Alan Norstrand, good to see you. Jeff Gashead and Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum. You guys rock. All thanks for coming. I'm really glad you could make it. Tonight we're chatting about gas. Yeah, not the methane that comes out of your bumhole. Specifically all gas. And its behavior. But it's good to have you guys all here. Thank you for coming. So 13 votes already. Atmo means air. This should be a very easy one, guys. I mean, I literally made it very one-sided, and you still get people that picked the wrong answer. Atmo means air. Yes, it's just gas. 92% correct. No, I'm just stupid. 8%. At least the people that click no is conceding they're just dumb. So, yeah. So Nathan writes it's 3 p.m. in the USA there. By me now, it's 9:05. So, what do you guys, what are the most stupidest, how can I put it, demonstrations or arguments you've got from Globers trying to prove that we don't need containment for gas pressure?
I remember them saying about you don't need containment because look, you've got a gradient with a fan, and they'll get a fan, an air fan, and show you that there's pressure coming out the fan, but that fan is already in containment. You know what I mean? I used to see that one a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't understand it's already in a contained system.
Yeah.
Or they just they'll point to the sky and say, look, it's not going into outer space.
That as well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the most irritating thing. Every time I tell them, demonstrate to us gas pressure of containment, then they point to the sky. It's like, that's not what demonstrate means. You're just pointing to the sky and telling us, look, because you have a belief there's no containment, so therefore there's no containment. That's not what demonstrate means. Then when we tell them to demonstrate us something, we get something like blue bully blue balls, blue mobile science, which shows us containment. This is the idiocracy we get. And I mean, you guys saw my video with Sean Hawkins telling us, a bucket or a pipe is not a gas container, so it would fill the available volume. No shit, Sherlock. Thank you for stating the obvious. Just like your globe, if it's an open system, yeah, what do you think will happen? Hey, Tony, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. Groovy says, Atmo is not in the dictionary. How can you mean anything? Atmo is the Greek word for air, mate. You have to look further than just the normal dictionary.
Yeah.
Atmo literally means air.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that question earlier on. It's been there all since you put up the stream, I think. So he must have been waiting for that answer.
Hey, Oxford Spirit, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Yeah, but let me beg the question. That's exactly what it is with them. Let's beg the question. And you guys know what the rebuttal I've got from Sean Hawkins after that video? Damn, you're just retarded.
Oh, no doubt.
So he just calls me retarded. That's his rebuttal, guys.
Pretty much how he ended up the video in the first place.
Yeah. It's crazy. I just don't know where these guys, how they live with themselves. I mean, how much denial do you have to be with yourself to realize, hello, you violating the laws of entropy, and when you try and defend it, you show that it's violating the laws of entropy, and yet you're still trying to defend it.
Yeah.
What is vapor, Groovy? Means vapor. What is vapor?
I'm wondering why I can't see the chart. I ain't got the chart up. There it is.
What does atmo mean? Atmo means atmosphere there, but atmo in Greek. It means vapor. What is vapor? Okay, that's just the what's the name. The word atmos is derived from Greek word atmos, which means atom. Air moves. Yeah, air.
Definition of vapor is like a substance diffused or suspended in the air, especially when normally liquid or solid.
There we go. Atmo definition mean air. Used in formulation compound words atmosphere. Quiz air. That's why it's called air-shaped, a sphere-shaped air in your atmosphere. He says vapor is not air. It just says it here. Now, when you say water vapor, that doesn't mean it's air. But vapor itself is moving air. Hey, Alan Ocean, thank you for coming. Oh, I did say hello already.
I'm not so groovy. Yeah, man.
So yeah, if it's just air or gas, okay, what are the behaviors of gas? Guys?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Expand to fill the available volume.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it only with collision, that's when it goes in a different direction. Do you know what I mean? Only with collision, it'll change direction.
You know what, guys? I think we got someone who can say it better for us. I think we got someone who can say this very good for us. What happens with air? Oh. Last night we had a stream. 27. Sean Hawkins loves to do live streams while I'm live streaming on what I'm live streaming. Yeah. Anyway, I just had to share this because he literally went out of his way and debunked the globe's claim that gravity is container. Yeah, literally debunked it without even realizing it. Sit back and enjoy the comedy gold. This is insane,
Space is
guys.
real, their dome isn't, and their argument is done. Now, unfortunately for
Oh, by the way, guys, I got an argument back for this from another glober. All you did was cherry pick different parts from different videos to misrepresent what he said.
Oh, what?
I didn't.
It's a live stream.
It's a live stream he had. I literally took what he was saying. All I did was when he spoke, I enlarged him to full screen. That's what I did. Now I took different cuts from different videos and that's crazy. This is all they have.
them, it's actually pretty easy to disprove
Hey, Joe,
that
no, Edwards,
nonsense.
good to see you,
We've done
mate.
it. The first part of this demonstration was done a few weeks ago in the shop and included in another video, and I'll put a link for that in the comments. But Now I've taken it outside where I can demonstrate a much higher gas pressure with a taller pipe.
Pipe. There we go. He's just debunked himself again. What's a pipe?
Pipe is not a pressurized gas vessel.
There we go. Just that alone, guys. Pipe is not a pressurized gas vessel. That's when you should realize, whoa, what am I saying? Is it open? So therefore the gas will dissipate into the surrounding system. Hey, Cygnus Step and M Stone, good to see you guys too. And CJ, thank you for coming.
Not a pressurized, not a gas container. Pipe is a bucket.
Let's rewind that again.
Pipe is not a pressurized gas vessel. Not a pressurized, not a gas container. Pipe is a bucket.
So yeah, it's very simple stuff. So this is why I said it's so stupid. The guy doesn't realize, just like all globers, if you're claiming Earth to be an open system, okay, that means it's not contained, just like your bucket or the pipe. Hey David, yeah, this is Hawkwood. Hawktard. So where would the gas go to if it's not going to hold the gas? Maybe to the surrounding system?
Yep.
But it gets worse though, guys. There was actually more where he started talking about sulfur hexafluoride in a fish tank. And while he was reading the citation, it was saying it disperses into the surrounding system. Yeah, it's crazy. Does a pipe contain things?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I
But
love
it's
that
not
eyebrow.
a pressurized gas container.
I love that eyebrow.
You dipshit.
And let's rewind it once again.
Yeah, it
Look
does.
at that.
Yeah. But it's not a pressurized gas container. You dipshit.
You dipshit. It's like you had to muster up all these knowledge to get out that little icon there, dipshit.
Exactly. But you
He
can,
wound- he wound it up with an eyebrow twitch.
but you can see the cogs going in his head because he knows he's talking. He's debunking himself while he's talking. It's crazy.
Mm.
So a container full.
Yeah, go buy 45 pounds of propane in a bucket. Do that, Flatzoid. Go bring me 45 pounds of propane in a bucket, in a 5-gallon bucket. Do that. Because you know how big a 45-pound gas container is, or 25 pounds. 25-pound gas container. Do that, Flatzoid. Because that's about the size of a 5-gallon bucket, that tank. So go and buy me 25 pounds of gas from a propane dealer, in a 5-gallon bucket. Do that.
I love how he thinks it's our argument that we need the gas to stay in a bucket.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. He's got to know, dude. He's got to know. I don't know. You can't be that dumb.
I mean, that's his argument, and he's trying to ask me to do it. It's like, what?
He's debunking outer space.
Exactly. That's why this is hilarious. That's when I saw him say this stuff, I was like, I just have to make a video on this. It's insane. Yeah, PJ, please, guys, hit the likes and share the show. It really does help, guys. Alan, it's all he ever has is insults.
Yeah, that's it.
Because he doesn't have anything else. But I mean, it's insane, the stuff he says. And he thinks he's right somehow. I don't know how you can somehow get this in your head. If you're saying, yeah, take a bucket, stick gas in it, and see if it's going to stay in. It doesn't. He doesn't get, while he's saying that, he's debunking his own claim that gravity holds gas down indefinitely. He doesn't get that.
He'll probably, at the next turn phrase, argue for the gas having weight.
Exactly. Wow.
And then I might take you fucking seriously.
Don't call him stupid, please. Don't call him stupid.
Stupid.
Boy, how do I explain this too easily, Sean? I just had to stick that in. Stupid.
Yeah. Emotional damage.
You also watch him. Yes. Open container. Gravity not holding gas in it indefinitely. So therefore, bye-bye gas pressure.
As they're pouring this propane into this 5-gallon bucket, why isn't it containing 25 gallons of propane?
Yeah, exactly. Why isn't it containing it, Sean? Isn't that the argument for the globe? Because gravity holds it down?
Exactly.
Now you're saying, why is it not holding it down? Because gravity doesn't exist, mate.
Could be that. Could be that.
Oh, I promise you, I'm going to show this show every time I'm going to debate someone about gas. I'm going to show Sean saying this. I'm going to piss the hell out of them. I reckon he's watching now. Probably. He's probably doing a live stream on my live stream about his live stream about my live stream.
Yeah.
Flatzoid. Why isn't it doing that? Maybe because it's not a gas container? God damn, he's dumb.
God damn, he's
Live-
dumb.
So,
I love how he ended that.
and that is what what motivated your comment, PJ.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I had to put that in. God damn, he's dumb. I just had to put that in.
Too right. I mean, that was basically my comment, just repeating what he said. A little bit, anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, gas dissipates in all directions. Okay? It only changes directions with collisions. It's what we have called elastic collisions. So it doesn't go and lose energy with a collision. It can only change direction with collision. Now, it has something with kinetic energy and potential energy. It loses with heat, kinetic, but it doesn't mean that it's losing its direction. It only loses its how can I put, collision potential. How quick it's moving, but it still always moves in the same direction constantly until it hits something to go back. Jonah, his mouth is perfect for cricket bat. Oh.
You can tell he's an Aussie, don't you? Likes the cricket.
But yeah, that was like my highlight for the week, though.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, come on, Sean. Sean just coming out with a statement like that at the end and being all serious about it. It's just like, wow, you are really you're actually just thinking about yourself, Sean. Isn't it? It's just pure projection. Everything he says.
Exactly.
It is. We must sound so repetitive sometimes when we say that it's projection, because I can understand it. I can understand why we sound repetitive. But the thing is, it's the truth. They are projecting. Do you know what I mean? So what are you going to say? You've got to claim they're projecting, aren't you?
Exactly. But I mean, this is the type of arguments we get from the Globers.
It is.
And I wanted to say something that I can't remember. I can't remember what I wanted to say. But yeah, it's very simple. I mean, if it was really gravity doing as they claimed, they would be able to have demonstrated something by now. Not just give us idiotic things like point to the sky, or take a potato chip bag on Mount Everest, or we don't see a container between a top of a mountain and at sea level. I mean, this is the type of stupidity we get from them. No one's claiming you have to have a container between pressure gradients. The pressure gradients of a full system is because we live in a dynamic system. There's pressure changes due to temperature, volume, pressure. I mean, don't the guys know their gas laws?
How gases react to each other, that kind of thing. It's just loads of things to consider, isn't it?
I mean, we have weather systems for a reason. And those weather systems are contained in one full system. Therefore, we have pressure gradients. The main problem is people don't know what the hell delta means. It comes after. So pressure gradients comes after having the gas pressure in the first instance. And for the pressure to exist requires containment.
Yeah.
And this is demonstrated over and over in everyday life. And they just don't seem to understand this very simple fact. And when we ask them to demonstrate it, well, this is what we get. They ask us, why is it not staying in a bucket?
Well, that's the thing. Usually that's what we say to the Globers. Now Sean's asking us that. So,
Exactly.
what's going on?
Hey, Citizen Z, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. And Spuddy Taylor, hey, Mr. Astronaut himself. How's it going?
Hi, guys.
How you doing, Spud, man? Good to see you.
All right, everybody okay?
Yeah.
Good to see you, dude.
You good?
Yes, bud. Happy Father's Day, dude.
Yeah, man.
Happy Father's Day. Yeah, because I heard Spud says he wants to start a rugby team. So he's going to have a lot of children.
Nice.
No answer.
Yeah, he maybe already has a rugby team.
Yeah, that's the thing. Before my wife got married, it was a joke. We were saying, yeah, we're going to start a soccer team. And now that we've got our third, we're like, no, it's okay. It's three's enough, thanks.
I guess, yeah, because like you got with soccer, you've got 11. It's 11 aside, and you've got
at least 11 to 15 because you need your
subs as well.
bench. You need your subs. So. But yeah, it would have been 4 already. But yeah, we've already got our little one baby in heaven. But 3 is more than enough. Yeah. Hey, SI man, good to see you. Cyclone, thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Can you demonstrate a pressure gradient? Yes, I can. We've shown it many times. Good Times for All took a contact. I think let's quickly go.
Yeah.
I actually want to do it myself sometime as well. Gas pressure gradient container. Let's see if I pick it up. There we go. Hey, Jamal Smith, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. So yeah, he's actually demonstrating it, guys. You see, he's got the one. He's got the it in an ice bucket.
You know, we need better equipment, but I think we can get.
Well, it's showing a difference in a sealed container. Why must I do it? We've got it on screen for you, Cyclone. How's that? He says, I said you. It's not like I just have this lying around to just do it. The difference is we can actually demonstrate you can have pressure gradients in a container. You can't. Heck, I can even tell you, why don't you just climb in an elevator and go in a very high building? From the bottom of the building to the top, you'll see pressure difference. Oh, wait. Mr. Sensible did that, showing pressure gradient in an elevator from ground to the top in the same container. Whoops.
You did. He certainly did.
So, instead of telling us to do something, you guys are sitting with a positive claim that you do not require containment for gas pressure. So, the onus is on you to prove it. Okay? Hey, Price of Adam, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Maybe we should go back to paint and draw it for these guys, because, I don't know, it's like we have to put in black and white for them. Okay? I'm going to type first. What do we require first, guys? Container. Second. Okay, what do we have second?
Gas.
Gas.
Gas. What comes third?
Pressure.
Pressure.
Pressure. And then you have fourth,
Gradient.
gradient. Exactly. So,
Do I get a gold star?
yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yay!
So when they come and they try and tell us gradient, they are missing the point. You've already got the pressure, which requires the gas, which requires the container to exist. So no container, no gas, no pressure, no gradient. Capiche?
Absolutely capished.
Capiche. Very simple stuff. Oh, where's my... There we go. Gary Wabenga, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Glad you could come. Cyclone says you just claimed it now. What did I claim? Have you ever looked at any gas laws? Okay, let's go look at some gas laws. How's that? We'll start with Boyle's law. And yes, guys, your pressure gradient, atmospheric pressure, comes actually from the principle of Boyle's law, guys. The first pressure, P1, equals to the second pressure, P2, from volume 1 to volume 2. This is how your barometer works on. Okay? So, you have your volume 1 equal to your pressure 1. Now, the outside system, whatever the atmo is pushing on, will determine how much pressure's reading is in the barometer. That's why it's based on barometers, Boyle's law. Very simple stuff. So what happens when you make the volume smaller, guys, in a container?
Higher pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got the same amount
In a smaller,
of
smaller
gas in a smaller area. They are having more collisions.
Yeah.
So therefore, the pressure is higher. So what do we take from this, guys? What was the thing needed here for this to be able to happen?
The container.
Exactly.
The container, correct. Would we be able to do this without the container?
Never.
No.
Definitely not.
Great. Hey, Titanlong, thank you very much for your $5 super chat. Really, really much. Really appreciate it, mate. He says, time to insert super chat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all the support, mate.
Shout out to Titan.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Titan. You rock, mate.
Titan is ace.
Definitely. Titan would be the container for gas pressure, guys, because he was first.
Yeah.
Cyclone says, I see you won't debate Aaron Armstrong on the body's ability to send movement and speed, etc. You're running away. He sent me an email this morning, and I haven't got to it, because frankly, there's nothing to debate about it. You just simply move your head sideways, and you have an inertial displacement, and therefore you can feel that you are moving. Very simple stuff. Ever notice why blind people know that they are moving, even if they're moving at a constant? Because of vibrations in your eardrum. And there's no way on earth anything you do move in that doesn't have a vibration, because it's always friction. Jonah Edwards for a $10 super chat. Thank you very much as well. Just nothing. What? You guys can really say something, but really appreciate the super chat, Jonah Edwards. You rock. This is another guy that's a shout out to Jonah. Really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. And I also want to say thank you for being a member for such a long time, guys. You rock. Hey, Neil. Good to see you, mate.
All right, mate.
Yeah. Thank you again.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Neil. Good to see you, mate.
He always I was speaking to him in chat. He's actually in voice. Numpty.
So Neil, since you just got here, you would also understand that every gas law requires container, correct?
That's the only way I observe it, yeah.
Yeah. Because what we were just explaining was like Boyle's law. When you decrease the volume with the same amount of gas, the pressure increases, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And if
That's correct.
Yeah, and if you didn't have the container to do that, would you be able to have that relationship?
No, it needs containment.
Exactly. So Boyle's law is what their atmospheric pressure is based upon. That's what their barometer principle works on. I just want to say thank you, Alan Norton, for your $5 super chat, mate. Really appreciate it. He says, Happy Father's Day, everyone. Yeah, guys, happy Father's Day. Neil, you too, mate. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And remember, we're $255 away. Show me the money.
Yeah, guys, please help Neil if you guys
Father's
can.
Day.
Help Neil with a Father's Day gift so he can buy a tire. At least if he has a tire, it's a start of a car. Please do help him, guys. If you got the link, Paul or Neil, stick it in. I can pin it again for everybody. But yeah,
no
thanks
worries.
again for the super chat. You rock, mate. Okay, so next one. How about Charles Law? Okay. What do we see here? At a constant pressure, guys, the volume of a gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. So what happens when the temperature increases?
The pressure increases.
Pressure increases, yeah.
And what's it going to do to the piston if it's loose? It pushes it up, correct? So it increases the volume and therefore the pressure decreases. So it's inversely proportional. And what would happen if you didn't have the container to do this?
Nothing.
Exactly. Nothing. You need the container. Once again. PJ Cruikshank, thank you very much for your £5 super chat, mate. You rock. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. Happy Daddy's Day to all the dads. Yeah, really appreciate it.
Shout out to PJ. PJ's awesome.
PJ's awesome, definitely.
Nice one, Liz. And Spud. Shout out to Spud just because he's awesome, man. Shout out everybody because everybody's awesome. Shout out Sean Hawkins. Sean Hawkins, awesome. Love your ad.
Well, Sean Hawkins does keep up to his name, tuna. The IQ of a tuna sandwich. He keeps up to that name very hard. So, guys, Neil Constantino stuck his link in. I did pin it here for you guys. If you feel like you are able to help him, please do so because he does really need the help for the car to get to work, guys. Thanks for okay.
Thank you, Flatzoid.
I really hope you get it soon, mate. Okay, how about Guy Lusak's law, guys? Guy Lusak's law. Let's check what's going on here. So, the amount of moles of gas particles and the volume are constant. Okay? They stay constant and you heat it up. What happens? The
pressure increases.
The pressure increases because temperature, the molecules are moving faster.
Yeah,
so there's more collisions.
That's what I'm trying to say. The molecules would move faster. That's the answer I was going to give. So I think it still means the same as heating up, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, temperature.
Heat gives it energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all temperature. Temperature is a big part of everything.
Cool.
Exactly. Hey, Dank, good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming. Exactly. So the volume's staying exactly the same. So they fix the piston against the container so it stays the same. The same amount of gas, it's just heated up. So now the molecules are having more collisions because they're moving faster and bouncing off each other. And that's why there's more pressure. Because what's pressure? The collisions of the gas on the container wall.
Hey, Flatzoid, sometimes when I'm working with my brother and we don't have enough refrigerant, it's got to heat up the bottom to get it moving around.
Yeah.
So when you put temperature to it, it heats it up and gets everything moving. Yeah, it's weird, right? He takes the refrigerant tank and he heats it up from the bottom. Gets it moving. You know, sometimes when you're running short on the job and you only got a little bit left in the tank and you got to get a certain amount in the unit. So, yeah, temperature, man.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's why when you see people do drag racing, they have to check the pressures on their tires. Because if it gets too hot, the tire expands more, so you have less surface area for the tire to grip. Gas has behavior, people, and people don't like that. But one thing I love about Dalton's law is it's the conglomerate of all gases in our atmosphere that creates equals air. So, O2, correct? Plus N2 plus R plus H2O plus CO2 equals air. Now, what do all those things have in common?
Yeah.
They mean air. This is what we breathe every day, guys. This is our atmosphere, they call it. What do all of them have in common? Are they all gases?
Yes.
Do they all require a containment to have a PSI reading?
Absolutely.
So, all the partial pressures give the total pressure of our atmos plane. Because we have containment. It doesn't matter which which gas law anybody brings up, it will always require containment. And this is why I laugh at Globers when they come to, oh, atmospheric pressure isn't gas pressure. It bloody well is gas pressure, because it is gas. Professor Harvester, good to see you, mate. Awesome show so far, guys. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you for coming. Drag racing. Yeah, guys, when I talk about drag race, I'm talking about cars. Not talking about guys in high heels, okay? So yeah, that's gas pressures, guys. All gas pressure requires containment. Doesn't matter what gas law you're looking at, because of its behavior, it works. And that's why they have the ideal gas law, PV equals nRT, because it is working in a situation where you can have all those different relationships working together. Obviously, it's formulated on a basis of an ideal environment, but you can still use it to be able to work out the relationships. And because we live in a dynamic system, we know how the relationships affect the pressure. You can even do this yourself, guys. Yeah?
I'll tell you what, Flatzoid, that's why it's still one of my favorites, gas pressure without containment, because it's an impossibility to be on a spinning water ball next to a vacuum in space. So it'll always be my favorite debunking of the globe, and I call it proof. I don't care what Nathan says.
Exactly. I also say, no, it's always been one of my favorite, and will always remain my favorite, because we get such stupidity from the other side that we can just laugh. It just never ends. It's like a gift that never stops giving. I mean, that's why we have Billy Blue Balls on the King of Thrones showing us containers when he's claiming no containers.
Billy Blue Balls, 5 containers. We're going to show you gas pressure out of container. Let me show you these 5 containers.
And the latest is Sean Hawkins. Show me why a bucket or pipe doesn't hold gas in. What? That's like, that's your claim?
That's sad.
But yeah, it's crazy. I've started having people answering the 27 questions, guys.
All right. Okay.
Not that they're doing very well at it. I saw Olaf Geito there or something. He answered the first 2 questions while tried, and his first answer for the latitudes was simply, you can have a curved adjacent.
Oh, you can.
No, you can. Yeah. That's his argument, because calculus says so. He says you're just measuring 2 points and you're the third point, so that's why you got 2 straight lines.
No, that's it. No, that's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah. That is totally ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then with the moon shadow, the second one, he was saying you need parallel sun rays, and the sun needs to be far enough away so you can have the right shadow. Oh, wow. Hey, Moon Rider, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Cyclone says, so RDD doesn't apply to gases. Yes, it certainly does, mate. RDD applies to everything. What the hell is up with this guy?
I think he just says random things to see what kind of reaction he'll get.
I wonder if this is Zebra or something.
Probably.
Tony Whitcombs, you should do a reaction video on any of Anton Petrov's YouTube channel and wipe that smug look off his face, or don't. Just a suggestion. Anton Petrov. We can do it now if you want to. If he has something on gas pressure, because I mean that is the
What would he have a smug look for anyway?
I have no idea.
Is he delusional?
Anton Petrov.
They're not listening?
Let's see. Who's this guy? Videos. 1.15 million views. I don't even know the guy. Oh, wait. I have heard this guy. He's a... Oh. This guy's a moron. I'm going to subscribe just so I can keep him on my list. Let's see if he's got anything on gas pressure here. This guy's got such a boring... Do you know that it is Earth that is in space? I can't do his pronoun. I think he's more Russian-like. Do you know is the Russian? Let's see. Let me try and get his pronunciations quickly. Let's see.
Today we're going to
There.
Uranus.
Yeah, today we're going to probe Uranus. You stick it deep inside. If you feel something, you know you've gone too deep. Okay. Let's see where. I don't know if he's got something on gas pressure. I'll definitely go look through his stuff, because I have seen some of his stuff before and I was like, oh man, this is just too stupid. I can't even react to it. Turns out eyeball planets experience catastrophic flips. Planet with extreme density currently has no explanation. Yeah, that's because it's made up, mate. That's why some gases rise like helium but still needs heat. Do you guys know of any videos that you guys want us to review of anybody that talks about gas pressure or tries to demonstrate it without containment?
No one's that dumb.
Yeah.
I would like you to take a minute and explain Brownian motion.
Brownian motion. Okay,
Yeah.
it's practically just like we've been explaining with all the gas laws. Let's take what you always have to start with, a container. Now we're going to have a oh wait, it's got to be a circle, guys, sphere shaped. Okay. Now simply it's the motion that happens between all of them as they're colliding with each other, okay? Now as soon as it heats up, it's going to move faster. So they're jiggling around faster. As you know, they have atoms and nuclei and all that. So they're jiggling faster with each other. So they're getting excited and humping each other, you can put it. And well, let's just say there's a partition here. And we got all these little... What's the name? Sitting here at a certain temperature, minding their own business. Now we got the same amount here. Okay, at the moment the temperature is the same. Temperature is the same as the temperature here, but now we start heating up this side. It's like getting hot. So now the volume is still the same, but now they're jiggling around faster. Okay, they have what we're calling like thermal expansion. So as soon as it's going, it's hitting, it's going, it's hitting, it's just imagine a very busy crowd bumping into each other. That's what they're doing. They're just moving around much faster. So that Brownian motion is just you visualizing them moving around faster. Now if we take this partition away, it's going to equalize with those extra particles, and they're just going to equalize and they're going to seek equilibrium. So therefore, all of them are going to end up having the same motion based on the temperature, because the temperature is going to equalize and the motion is going to equalize and the jiggling is going to be the same.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's the simple. It's a very simple way of trying to explain it. Guys, please hit the likes and share the show. Really enjoy it. Hey, Geometry Wombat, thank you for coming. And Wolves. Wells. Is that Wolves or Wells? I can't see if it's O. But thank you for coming. It's good to see you.
Yeah, Wells.
Wells. You said jiggling, yeah. I actually have a video on this, guys. Well, I was like explaining thermal expansion when I just started my channel. With a great scientist. What's his name again? With a... can't believe it. I can see his face in front of me now. The father of science. I love the way he says jiggling. There we go. What's his name now? Come on. Think of it. What? What's his name? Come on.
No.
I can't believe I can't think of his name now.
One of them blooming things that just on your tip of your tongue.
I know his name, Quantum Eraser.
Hi Paula, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Can't believe I can't think of his name. We speak about him all the time, guys. The Globies love him so much because he talks about the scientific method. Come on. Feynman, there we go. Mr. Feynman, yeah.
So rubbish with names.
Atoms are the fundamental unit of matter. They're made up of 3 types of subatomic particles. Protons, which are positively charged, electrons, which are negatively charged, and neutrons, which have no charge. Protons and neutrons are located in the nucleus at the
And no, guys, not Jimmy Neutron's hairstyle. Okay?
center of the atom, while the electrons orbit the nucleus. Let's take a quick look at an atom of carbon. Notice how the 6 protons and 6 neutrons reside inside the nucleus, while the electrons are shown in orbits surrounding the nucleus. The number of protons identifies the element. All carbon has 6 protons and therefore 6 electrons. However, there may be minor variations in the number of neutrons in atoms of an element. These variations are called isotopes. It's a little difficult to show the exact location of an electron. This is because electrons have almost no mass and orbit the nucleus of the atom at incredible...
Exactly, Moomin. So why doesn't gravity affect protons, electrons, and neutrons? Yeah, it's because it's magnetic. Guys, this is just a model, though. It's not actually proof that it exists. It's just a model they work on, how they try and explain the atomic model. By the way, do you guys subscribe to the atomic model?
I am still not too sure about it. It's something I haven't researched too much.
I would accept the way they...
Of course I do.
I don't know.
How else are you going to explain things?
That's what I say. I would accept the way that explains, but I wouldn't accept the way they're trying to explain it with orbitings. That I would...
Exactly.
That's what I'm not really too sure about. It's like everything seems to be like a miniature solar system. Do you know what I mean? In a way, that's what it seems to be like. So I'm not too sure about that side.
Because you can't observe this. So this is just their belief that it works this way. But atomic theory, it explains quite a lot. I mean, a lot of things today work off of that explanation with atomic theory. So
speeds. Therefore, their precise location at any given moment can't be determined. For this reason,
exactly, Paula, there's no way of knowing the structure for sure.
Electrons are often shown as a negatively charged cloud around the nucleus. However, other diagrams show the electrons as existing in rings or orbitals. Orbitals are often used to illustrate the number of electrons at different energy states surrounding the nucleus. This is important because only the electrons at the highest energy states, or outermost orbital, participate in chemical reactions. These are called...
Okay, let's just go here. How do
they know they're orbiting, though?
Exactly. That's what we're saying. They don't know. That's just a belief. That's what I'm saying. I can accept that the atom model explains well. But the structure of an atom, that I don't accept. Because there's no observation of that. It's just them making an assumption that it's just this way. But how it explains things in the atomic model, I'd say, yeah, I can accept that. How does energy change the density of atoms?
It's interesting that some people find
changes the
science
medium,
so easy, and others find it kind of dull and difficult. Especially kids, some of them are just eat it up. And I don't know why it is. It's the same perhaps for all subjects. For instance, lots of people love music, and I never could carry a tune. And I lose a great deal of pleasure out of that. And I think people lose a lot of pleasure who find science dull. In the case of science, I think that one of the things that make it very difficult is it takes a lot of imagination. It's very hard to imagine all the crazy things that things really are like.
That's one thing that really caught my attention when he said this. It takes a lot of imagination.
He was referring to science, right?
Yep. Because
no, I don't agree with that.
No, when it comes to the atoms.
Oh, yeah.
The atomic model. He said it takes a lot of imagination because you don't really know. But he's trying to explain it in how he thinks it is. The jiggling atoms. This is what I was trying to explain with you, the Brownian motion.
Yeah, I got it.
Nothing's really as it seems. We're used to get, hot and cold, and all that hot and cold is the speeds that the atoms are jiggling. If they jiggle more, it corresponds to hotter, and colder is jiggling less. So if you have a bunch of atoms, a cup of coffee or something sitting on a table, and the atoms are jiggling a great deal in the coffee, and they bounce against the cup, and the cup then gets shaking, and the atoms in the cup shake, and they bounce against the saucer, and the heat heats the cup and heats everything else. And hot thing spreads its heat into other things.
Globus, pay attention. Entropy.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
By mere contact, because the atoms that are jiggling a lot in the hot thing shake the ones that are jiggling only a little bit in the cold thing, so that the hot heat, we say, goes into the cold thing. It spreads. But what's spreading is just jiggle and irregular motions, which is easy to kind of understand. It brings up another thing that's kind of curious. That I say the things jiggle, and if you're used to balls bouncing, they slow up and stop after a while. But we have to imagine with the atoms a perfect elasticity. They never lose any energy. Every time they bounce, they keep on bouncing all the time. They don't lose anything. They're perpetually moving.
Yeah. Gas, guys. Gas moves in all directions. Perfect elasticity. Like he says, it never loses energy.
Yep.
So gravity cannot do anything to gas, even if it was given as a force. You guys should actually listen to Mr. Feynman, the one you guys love using so much.
And that the things that happen when we say something loses energy, if a ball comes down and bounces, it shakes irregularly some of the atoms in the floor. And then when it comes up again, it leaves some of those atoms moving, the jiggling. So as it bounces, it's passing its extra energies, its extra motions, to little patches on the floor each time it bounces, and loses a little each time until it settles down, we say, as if all the motion has stopped. But what's left is the floor is shaking more than it was before, and the atoms in the ball are shaking more than they were before. That the organized motion of all these atoms moving the same way, falling down, and the quiet floor is now transformed into a ball sitting on the ground. But all that motion is still there in a form, or the energy of motion, in the form of the jiggling of the floor, which is a little bit warmer.
Lilith, just because you're an ignoramus doesn't mean the rest of us don't understand what's going on. Just have to point that out.
Unbelievable. But anybody who's hammered a great deal on something knows that it's true. That if you
Yeah, what happens when you take a hammer and hammer on a nail long enough? It gets hot, correct?
Yep.
Exactly. It's that all that energy, all that jiggling of the atoms, as they say. It's transferring the energy. It's like also when you tighten let's take a bolt and a nut, and you're tightening and loosening and tightening and loosening. Eventually it's going to get so hot you can't really touch it. Hey Rob Keane, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Happy Father's Day to you too, mate. Good to see you. He's destroying the globe narrative right now. Exactly, Tony.
pound something and hit it a lot, you can feel the temperature difference. It heats up. It heats up simply because you're jiggling it. This picture of atoms is a beautiful one that you can keep looking at all kinds of things this way. You see a little drop of water, a tiny drop. And the atoms
Sea Lightning,
attract
good
each
to
other.
see you,
They
mate.
like to be next to each other. They want as many partners as they can get. Now, the guys that are at the surface have only partners on one side here, in the air on the other side, so they're trying to get in. And you can imagine this team of people, these teeming people, all moving very fast, all trying to have as many partners.
I love how he's jiggling his hands around.
You're jiggling, baby. Baby. You're jiggling, baby.
It reminds you of the mask, doing the Racha, the Kukaracha song. The
partners as possible. And the guys at the edge are very unhappy and nervous, and they keep pounding in, trying to get in, and that makes it a tight ball instead of a flat. And that's what, surface tension, where when you realize, when you see how sometimes a water drop sits like this on it.
surface tension, so not gravity, people. Oh, yeah, because we get this a lot from the Globers. Oh, you guys say water doesn't curve, and then they show us a water droplet.
I know,
It's not.
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think LL Cool J's a flat earther, man. He's got that song. You're jiggling, baby. Baby. You're jiggling, baby. Baby. You're jiggling, baby.
Exactly.
Nice.
Alan says, I blew up an airbag the other night and it was burning hot off the explosion for a long time. Yep, it's actually a chemical reaction that causes an explosion in the airbag. And that's what gets very, very hot. You can actually burn yourself.
Same thing when I'm... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No,
Same thing when I'm mixing concrete. Like when I'm mixing patch, and I'll mix up a bucket of patch to skim out the floor, right, to level it off, And if there's some remaining in the bucket, I'll go back to that bucket.
It's hot.
And it's hot like you wouldn't believe. And it's pushes the bucket out. If you leave, some cement in.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's really hot.
And I bet even cement finds its level, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, it is quite a lot of water. Cement's actually a lot of water.
Yeah, it is.
Seeking Stillwalker, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you can make it. Yeah, you haven't been a while, but it's good to see you. But yeah, it's very simple. I mean, how else can you explain it? If you
Seeking Stillwalker.
If you just putting energy into it, it's going to give energy out. That's how it works. But I mean, even with my paint, if I don't add hardener, it's not going to harden because it needs the chemical reaction of the hardener with the paint, which heats up. It's transferring heat energy for it to cure. And that's why when we paint, we usually, to speed up the curing process, we bake the car. And we usually do it about at 60 degrees Celsius. And that helps speed in the process of curing. Because you need that heat transference to get them to jiggle together and mingle to actually bind. That's why you usually need hardeners when it comes to things like that.
On a table, then you start to imagine why it sits like that, because everybody's trying to get into the water. And at the same time, while all this is happening, there are these atoms that are leaving the surface, and the water drop is slowly disappearing. I find myself
Evaporation.
trying to imagine all kinds of things all the time, and I get a kick out of it, just like a runner gets a kick out of sweating. I get a kick out of thinking about these things. I can't stop. I mean, I could talk forever. If you cooled off the water so the jiggling is less and less, and it jiggles slower and slower, then the atoms get stuck in place. They like to be with their friend. There's a force of attraction, and they get packed.
You see, this is the problem that the globes have, this force of attraction. Now, that's based on the topic model with the pairings, okay? But now they're saying that's gravity-based. No. What's a positive and a negative? That would be magnetic, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
But they would still say, no, that because they just read force of attraction, that means gravity. No, it's nothing to do with gravity whatsoever.
Together, they're not rolling over each other. They're in a nice pattern, like oranges in a crate.
Like a
nice,
lattice.
Organized pattern, all just jiggling in place, but not having enough motion to get loose of their own place and to break the structure down. And that's what I'm describing as a solid. It's ice. It has a structure. If you held the atoms at one end in a certain position, all the rest are lined up in a position sticking out, and it's solid at the end.
But you see, that's what I wanted to get to. That's why you have a difference between gases, liquids, and solids. Okay? Because they always say, oh, but then why can't something that's denser go through a solid? That's why, because the lattice of a solid is structurally bound. That's why you can still get degassing off of things, because you got loose particles inside of something. When it gets degassed, it can just release itself. It's not linked with the lattice. So when you have gas is always jiggling. It can never stop jiggling because you never get it to 0 Kelvin. That's minus 173 degrees Celsius. You never get that. There's no temperature in reality ever in nature that can reach that. Heck, even they struggle to do this, man-made to struggle to get that. They can get close, but they can't get it perfectly. So you can't stop a gas from not jiggling and not moving anymore. It will always move, and that's what we say the gas has perfect elastic collisions, because only way it can change direction is if it hits something. It has to collide with something. So no matter what they try and claim, you don't need containment for gas pressure, you do, because the gas will require something to be bounced to come back. The mere fact we can breathe is because it's colliding with something to come back.
Yep.
I just thought I had to bring that into show. But yeah, it's good to have everybody here.
Absolutely. Good to be here, man. Once again. Do you know, we've only done an hour. It actually seems longer. Sometimes it goes by quick. Sometimes it seems a bit longer, doesn't it?
Yeah. I blame Mr. Feynman on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Jiggly hands.
Price of Adam. Anyone do the gassy jiggle? Now I can just picture some globy dancing in a pink thong and farting.
The gassy jiggle, yeah. You'll see that. You'll see that as a dance in Fortnite next or something. The gassy jiggle.
Yeah. Okay, so far we got 43 votes, guys. Atmo means air. Yes, it's just gas, 88%. No, I'm just stupid, 12%. I can't believe people actually click no. What is wrong with people?
Yeah, that's a hard one. I ain't got a clue to that one.
It's crazy. So yeah, that's practically just all you can really explain about gas pressure. Gas has a behavior. Its temperature changes how the gas behaves. Volume changes how the gas behaves. Pressure itself changes how the gas behaves. They all are linked together. And none of it will take place without a container for the behaviors to be apparent. Because if there's no collision, there's no such thing as pressure. There's no collisions, you can't have temperature having any gains in pressure. If there's no collisions, you can't have any... Actually, you can't do anything. You need a container to have any reading whatsoever of anything. Let's put it that way. So yeah, you definitely need containment to have gas pressure. And the mere fact our atmosphere, as you like putting it, is gas. Thank you, Dalton's law. It's all gas. It's a conglomerate of gases, which gives the partial pressures, which gives the total pressure. It's all gas. It all has to abide by gas laws. And every gas law dictates containment. Every demonstration in history dictates containment. So when someone says stupid things like, oh, look at the sky, that's just them being dishonest and showing they don't have a clue what demonstration means or what gas pressure is. I mean, if you don't know what gas pressure is, then I'm sorry, you might have to go back to school because there's some huge problems there. But then this comes back to a point. We get this a lot. You guys don't understand the difference between gas pressure and atmospheric pressure. So, can anybody out tell me the difference between atmospheric pressure and gas pressure?
One's begging the question.
Exactly. The one's begging the question that you don't need a container because it's the weight of the air columns that is giving the pressure reading. The other one is keeping with every gas law in existence that you do need containment for that pressure to exist.
Yeah.
The sad thing is the atmospheric pressure one that's ignoring this is still working with gas and is still having a reading of pressure, PSI or pascals, which requires a surface wall. Hey, 21 Truth, good to see you. Thank you for coming. So yeah, that's practically all we can talk about gas pressure unless we get some more stupid things to review. Here's elementary particles. Standard model of elementary particles. This was given by Paula. The McGraw-Hill Encyclopedia of Science and Technology 1992 defines the elementary particles as a particle that is not compound of any other particles. By this definition, there are about 500 particles that have been discovered in collider experiments. Except the electron, proton, positron, and antiproton, the particles are unstable and exist only for short times. The evidence for such particles is the burst of light the heat is given off, or such track let from collision between an electron or a proton and its corresponding antiparticle positions and antiprotons. This reminds me of light in a jar, sololuminescence, or how do you pronounce it? Sonoluminescence.
Luminescence. Isn't it?
And God said, let there be light, and there was light. You know, kind of thing. Where they have the frequency.
But what's an antiparticle?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
It doesn't.
But it's just like when they have dark matter or anti-gravity. You first have to have the positive to have the negative.
Well, exactly.
But yeah, it's all just conjecture based on not having actual evidence for it. Evidently, these short-term transient events are observation of the debris of a violent collision. There seems to be no limit to the number of particles that can be discovered at the velocity of the collisions in an increased, so quarks were invented and pronounced to be the components of the neutrons and protons, exactly, making quarks the new elementary particles instead of neutrons and protons. This was the well since it was known from the first Robertson experiment, 1951, when a neutron outside the atomic nucleus disintegrates into the electron, and the proton electron, however, is still considered elementary particle, although suggestions have been made that it is composite of the subquarks. Yeah, and I think this is like the building blocks of the quantum theories. Or So, despite sensational claims of finding the 6 types of quarks predicted by modern theory, a quark has never been directly observed. Uh-oh. And its existence only known to inference the correspondences of expected properties with the light. Heat and path generated by the violent collision, it is only logically consistent, of course, for the electron to be an elementary particle that is no quarks when it's the decay product of the neutron that is supposed to be composed of 3 quarks. But this is exactly what I'm saying. Their models, as they put it, or their theories, it explains well. But it cannot be proven. It can't be observed. So how can you just accept it?
Oh, Flats, have you got the link for the Element 21 Truths is now wants to join?
Let's see if I can quickly get it.
I used to be able to get it.
It used to be on, yeah, it used to be on my...
Yeah, it's different now. It's all changed now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can quickly get it for you, mate. Sorry. Let's see if I can... How am I going to invite? Invite, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Share this room.
Yeah, it's still the same way then. It's still the same way, I think.
I'm trying. Let's see. I hope it's going to work. I don't have Paul in here right now. Try and click that link and see if it works. I really hope it does work.
Yeah, I think that's it.
But there's the link. Shifty Eye Shady. Thank you. Yeah, Phantom Quarks, exactly. So you're invited to talk. There we go.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
she's
so
gone.
I know from now on how to do it, because like I thought it changed. I knew how to do it. I thought it changed, so I know how to do that now.
Yeah, click the one level output. That'll be the one to actually go and will work. Okay. But it'll be good to have you in. Thank you for coming in. Okay, so what do you guys have to say? Does beans give you gas?
Yeah, beans does.
I've never actually really got gas from eating beans though, so I can't say that's true. Maybe if you force it in your mouth too quick. Tony Whitton says, I have a question for Globers. The centripetal force greater or less than gravity, as one would negate the other? Yeah, if you have an equal and opposite reaction, which one would be greater or less? Good point there, Tony. Because you get a centripetal force and a centrifugal force. Which one's going to be greater based on gravity? Jumping beans. You guys want us to go look for more gas pressure?
Yes, why not?
What is gas pressure? How's that? Maybe this will be more exciting for Globers to learn something. Level Up says if you add ginger to beans, there won't be a problem. What is pressure, guys? Whoop, whoop. Well, they're showing pressure right there. That's pressure. It's the force exerted on a container wall. So a gas will keep going in a direction despite getting cold and having a kinetic energy because it didn't hit anything. Yeah, it's got what we call elastic collision, Cyclone. It can only change direction with a collision. So even if it loses kinetic energy, it's just the jiggling that's losing kinetic energy, and it can never get to 0 degrees Kelvin, so it will always jiggle and always move. It just takes longer to get to the destination because it's moving slower. That's all.
Whoops.
Whoop, I heard a whoop.
Yeah, I had a couple of whoops.
Hey, Disc Lord, how's it going? Good to see you. Oh, I hear myself in the background.
Yeah. It's low.
Hello?
He has a little trouble getting in sometimes, doesn't he? I think it takes him a minute to
Mm-hmm. Pop. So when does RDD start? What do you mean, when does RDD start? There's always RDD. This guy's just
Hey. Yeah, I'm here.
It's good to have you on.
I don't know who the guy gave me the link before. You know, before you hit the link, there was another guy who gave it to me already. I don't know what he's called.
Paul, I think it was Paul.
Thanks to all of you.
Probably Paul.
Yeah. Hey, Skeptic, good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming. Glad you can make it. Ooh. So Dislord.
Just had to mute the live. Yeah.
Have you had any dumb demonstrations for gas pressure without a containment that you'd like to share?
No, I can't say I do.
Well, they're all stupid.
I really can't say.
But I mean, I think.
No.
But I think you've always experienced in life when you try and work with gas, you usually need it in containment.
Yeah. Otherwise, it will just leave.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. It'll just leave.
I think hydrogen is a great example. You know, try to contain it. You know, they are hardly able to do it these days. You know, they have to use a very special kind of metal and all kinds of stuff. And you know, it's still only for a certain amount of times you can keep it in. You know, it slowly gets out. You know, with time, even if you have that special metal.
Yeah. Sorry, I just have to laugh at Tony's question. Comment. He says, "My girlfriend is a ginger, but I'm not a cannibal, so I'm gonna have gas, I guess." Okay, Tony. That's a good one. And I'm allowed to laugh. I'm also ginger.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've been too late to join your shows, you know, because I right now I'm living in my summer garden. You know, I hooked all my shit up in a camping wagon for now. so it's I've just been watching, you know, some of the shows late at night.
Oh,
but
okay.
Then you were sick the other day, so the show was short and I was too late.
Okay, but it's good to have you on again, mate.
Yeah, good to be around again.
Wow. I thought gas pressure is going to go on much longer than it did. We've only gone over an hour now. Gas pressure without containment.
In the chat, got any videos about
activate Windows?
I'm just looking if we can see something that you can look for. The pressure of a gas in a container. See, look, guys, I said gas pressure without containment, correct? And what's it giving us? In a container. Gas pressure physics. That should be interesting. Explain how gas pressure is produced in a closed container. Oh, container again.
Just ask your stomach.
It's a gas atmospheric pressure while they're having containers. Yeah, let's look at this.
Let's see what else we can do with the air. I have a couple of balloons here, small little balloons. They're about the size of my fist.
Wow, so containers then. I mean, look at all the containers in screen, guys. Look at that. They probably got helium inside that container. Now, if they didn't need a container, if they just had gravity, you could have just had that bowl on the table and gravity would just hold it in there for them. But no, they have to bring it in closed containers. Weird how that works.
I'm going to put them in here.
In another container?
Okay. Now at the moment, when I pick up a balloon, if I just get another one, the balloon isn't blowing up, it's not getting smaller, it's just staying that size. This is because the balloon is of course full of air, and that's pushing on the walls of the balloon, but there's lots of air around us as well, pushing on the outside.
So what's he going to do when he's going to put it in a vacuum? Thank you, Skeptic. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you too, mate. Really appreciate it. And yeah, a lot of fathers here tonight.
What is it? What is it Father's Day today?
Yeah.
It's my brother's birthday, 18th of June. You know, I'm like, is it also Father's
Yeah,
Day?
it's Father's Day, yeah.
Yeah.
18th?
It's not always the 18th. It just depends on what Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't. So I can't just only write happy birthday to my brother. I have to write to my father as well.
Exactly.
Happy Father's Day, you bastard.
Thank you for the super chat, skeptic. But yeah, I think he's going to put this in a vacuum chamber and remove the air around it. And what's going to happen to the balloon? It's going to expand and hopefully it will explode. And then all the gas that was inside the balloon will now be in the vacuum chamber, correct? So they're no longer a vacuum.
Yeah, it's a Jeff, I would say that's a yellow lab coat, not an orange one. I would say yellow.
That's orange.
You think that's orange? I would say yellow.
There, by the container. That looks orange. Or his pocket's orange.
The pocket's orange, yeah, but the rest of it
Yeah.
seems like the container looks orangey red to me, but the actual overalls themselves look
Looks
yellow.
yellow. I'd say it's more yellow, yeah.
Mustardy.
And these
maybe.
two balance each other out, so it's not getting
it's
bigger or smaller.
Less
But
tan.
if I take all of the air away from outside of the balloon, I have two balloons in here.
Like the pipe, it's orange.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's more yellow than orange, yeah.
You might be able to pick them up on the camera.
Yeah, okay.
And remember, these are about the size of my fist. And here we are, just taking the air out of this.
Yeah, show us.
And the balloons are actually getting bigger. So the balloons are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is because, well, we're removing the air from outside. So there's nothing pushing against the balloons now, only the air inside. And that's pushing against the walls, making them get bigger and bigger and bigger.
So what's happening? Is the pressure increasing in the balloon, guys? Remember what we said with the gas laws? Notice how much containers they're using again to demonstrate this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was very blue. Was a blue, yeah.
Still getting bigger.
Oh! Pop goes the globe model. Just heard that papa.
That was me drinking juice. Sorry. Yeah, that was some gas going on there as well.
So yeah, that's exactly what would happen, guys. I love that. So I guess that's
But Flatzoid,
yeah.
you don't understand that air in that vacuum chamber fell to the bottom.
Wow. Yeah, I still have never seen gas go down, go boom, boom ever. Groovy, gas particles do move forever, yes. Because the only way a gas particle can stop moving is if it reaches 0 degrees Kelvin. And there is no way to reach 0 degrees Kelvin, so it can only move until it has a collision. Once it moves and here's a collision, it just changes direction until it has another collision. Exactly, Tony. There goes the ISS. I mean, what happens if you have long exposures of very little oxygen? I mean, they claim they have to make it 0.03% oxygen or something, so it can equalize properly, so it won't explode. But I mean, your brain just to function needs a certain amount of oxygen. There's only a certain amount of time you can function in that oxygen environment. Yeah, 17,000 miles an hour ISS. I think it's 17,500 miles an hour, by the way.
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
So yeah, gas will always move to fill the space, no matter where you are. And that's what we observe, exactly, Paula. We always observe gas moving constantly. It never stops moving. You get stupid. Exactly. Shifty eyes. And you can't deserve eternity. But we do know from what's been observed through the centuries, gas has never stopped moving. Ever. I don't know what's so hard for people to understand. If they can bring us a gas that stopped moving, then we can check.
Yeah, it'd be a rare sight. Definitely a rare sight.
Yeah.
A fart in a jar. I guess it stops moving for a while, but not long.
Groovy says they'd move forever until they finally hit something. Well, what you're saying? You're saying the container is forever expanding. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, please hit the likes and share the show. It really does help to get the show to a further audience. I mean, according to the globe, the universe is expanding constantly, correct? So that means the volume is increasing. Based on the volume increasing, what happens what do you see with the gas laws? The pressure will get lower and lower and lower. So therefore, everything is going to have to fill the space up faster. And therefore, we'll have less and less air to breathe where we are now. So that debunks that as well.
I'm surprised that they haven't just claimed that the vacuum is pressurized by this point. They did expand it. They said that the atmosphere extends past the moon a few years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the moon is in Earth's atmosphere apparently.
Yeah, they keep changing that as well, don't they? How far Earth's atmosphere goes out.
Mm-hmm.
And now it goes to the moon and beyond. So the moon's now local. We've all said that.
But I remember when they brought that out, the moon's in Earth's atmosphere. How they're like, oh, what's that proving? It's like, oh, so you guys don't know what the common line is anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So therefore, the moon is in Earth's atmosphere. So the common line that's at 100 kilometers is now, or 60 miles is now bunk. So when they claim to go to space, aka ISS, they're not in space because they're only 400 kilometers up. They're not as far as the moon.
Yeah, they're in a space, but you know, they're in the space of our atmosphere.
Ah, so they've never left Earth.
Mm-hmm.
They've never left Earth's system then. Very weird
Did
stuff.
you see? I just had this commercial pop up on my screen. You know, Diablo. What's the new one? 3, I
Number
think.
4.
Diablo
Isn't it-
3.
isn't
4.
it-
Yeah, well,
I think it's 4 now.
it looks like an I and a V. The number.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what that is.
Yeah.
But it says it earned $666 in 5 days.
Yeah.
Of course it did. 666. Oh, it's always 666.
Yeah, and I used to be a big Diablo fan when I was younger. But when you realize the occult, demonic things that actually are with that game, I wouldn't recommend it for anybody to play.
No.
Not at all. You open quite demonic doors, guys.
Oh yeah, I see. It's the exact same article on CNBC.
Mhm.
I just looked for an English version. It says the same thing. $666 million. $666 million in 5 days.
Coincidence?
No, and who believes that number is the exact number?
And it coincides with number 5 as well, which is a Masonic number.
Yeah.
It's a satanic number, actually, number 5. I don't know if you guys remember, there's an old movie with where it was about the number 5, where they had, it was like always at a when they go visit this certain mall, and aisle 5 was very cursed. I don't know what the name is. Yeah, it's a cursed aisle, number 5, because it's a satanic number.
I'm not sure about that. It sounds something like Twilight.
And
every
time they went into that aisle, there was a whole bunch of 666s and pentagrams and nonsense like that.
Oh, that happens every day, all the time.
Yeah.
There's the link.
Have you got the link?
Just the link I found, yes. About what I talked about. Oh, I hit it in the chat. Yeah, okay. In the chat, yeah.
Yeah, 666 million in sales in 5 days. Very specific. Why do they have to say that, though?
Yeah,
exactly. Where's the cents and pennies?
Exactly. So, got the word crosses there.
By the way, Spuddy, did you get over your 33?
He's gone. He's had to go and bed the kids.
He's gone because he was telling us he's got 33 subscribers. He needs help.
I know he got past it. I got him to 34, so he got past it anyway.
Did you get to sing him a little good night jingle? Otherwise, we can sing one for him now. He can listen tomorrow.
Sure. Yeah.
Come on, is Paul here? Sing it up.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen Paul or Michael today. I don't know what's going on. Michael's probably asleep. Paul's probably busy because he's building a house. He's building the extension, so Paul's quite tired probably.
Seen Michael at Bible study out there. That's it.
Have any of you now? I know it's off topic as well, but have any of you seen the videos from what's his name? The channel Aubrey Marcus. You know, where he's interviewing the guy Matthias Di Stefano.
No.
Matthias Di Stefano.
Nope.
Kind of interesting, you know. Kind of interesting talks. He's yeah, you know, he's, as they say, able to, you know, remember his past lives, and he's talking about living in a civilization at the Atlantean time. You know, he's not in Atlantis, but he's in a place close by. And he was a woman there, and blah blah blah. It's you know, at least it's interesting. You know, the stories seem kind of interesting.
Sounds interesting.
It's hard to say he's lying because he doesn't seem at all like he's lying, and he's you know, he seems like a genuine guy. But you know, you never know. But
people are talking about past lives. I believe that's demonic.
Incarnations, yeah. Hey, F Nation, good to see you. Thanks for coming. I mean, it's very easy for demons to give you visualizations of past lives and whatever.
Of course.
Yeah.
They were there. So.
Well, I just completely believe in past lives, you know, and reincarnation and all that stuff, because you know, that's how we grow. That's how we advance as a soul. You know, that's how we get closer and closer to the highest. You know. It's like the pyramid, it's like the stairs, you know. Every step of the way, we, you know, in the system we grow, you know, until we end up on the highest level.
Yeah, I think we'll agree to disagree on that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, disagree all you want.
Absolutely.
That's how that's truth to me, because I also have a lot of experiences as a child, and you know, in dream worlds and stuff, and none of it is evil. You know, I'm me. It's different people, and it's other lives, but there's nothing evil there, you know. It's just another version of me and other people that seems very close to me. I have a lot of those, or had a lot of those dreams and worlds. Same worlds, different ones, every night when I was a child, visiting the same places, same people, doing different stuff day after day. I got lots of memories from those worlds. So to me, it's real, but you know, it doesn't matter. It wasn't the point. It was just
just interesting.
Yeah.
I'd actually go and look it up. Yeah, because I mean, I've seen some interesting things on those subjects before as well.
Yeah, and I do agree that some stories out there is pure manipulation and bullshit, you know. But I believe there's some of them I actually do believe, or you know, I'm closer to thinking is real, than just discarding, what it's called,
Yeah.
Some of them, not all. There's a lot of bullshitters out there for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, FE Nation, good to see you. The Rock, it's also good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. You guys want us to carry on with looking for gas pressure things, or what are we gonna do? Because it's kind of finished. Yep. Because we've kind of debunked the whole gas pressure containment so many times. We've explained it now, shown demonstration. There's only so much a person can talk about it, actually, to be honest. And the problem is just Paula's still in chat with Groovy, where Groovy doesn't understand what elastic collisions means.
It sounds like a sexual experience.
This is moi.
So yeah, I guess we can end the stream here then, guys.
The early one tonight. Well, it's only 20 odd minutes early.
Yeah, because
my
my wife made some cake and stuff as well, so we'll probably just sit.
Oh, it's cake time then. It's
eat
cake
some
time.
cake, drink some coffee, and just chat a bit. But yeah, do you guys have any closing statements about the whole subject?
Well, no, like I say, there's only so much you can say about it. It's been, you know what I mean? Their thoughts on it, I mean, Glover's thoughts on it has been debunked a million times, isn't it? You need containment, without a doubt. For gas pressure, you need containment. Like I say, containment, gas pressure, and then gradient. It's how it goes, isn't it? It's how it goes.
Exactly.
I'm just very proud of the panel that we got through this whole conversation without one fart joke.
No, we didn't.
No, we spoke
I
about
already
beans.
ruined that.
We spoke about beans.
Okay, we didn't start on a fart joke. That's a good enough.
Yeah. I had to go ruin it. How could I not,
There's always somebody that taints it. I'm all joking, this.
Well, that could be quite a cool soccer account name, Dr. Methane.
Dr. Methane. Professor Fart.
Well, Fartimus 1 didn't come up tonight, so.
Maximus.
But yeah, it was a good show. Just want to say thank you guys for coming. Thank you for everybody in the what's the name? Oh, I got to do this again.
No, how I ruined it was, a fart in a jar.
Exactly, fart in a jar. So I just want to say thank you to you guys for coming. Thank you for the streams. Really appreciate it. Thank you for everybody that sent super chats and everything. You guys rock. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate you all. And then I'm going to say see you guys tomorrow night for another epic stream. If you guys have any thing you want to actually talk about or review, just hit me up and let me know, and we can see what you guys want to talk about. Till tomorrow night, many blessings, and may the pressure be with you. Cheers.
Night, guys.
Night.
The gas pressure?